I'm preparing the country to make sure that we deal with a threat from ISIL.
As President Obama makes the case for a United States-led offensive against ISIS, past comments haunt his appeal. A look at some of those now on the New York Times Minute.
We're leaving behind a sovereign, stable, and self-reliant Iraq with a representative government.
That was President Obama in 2011, shortly before the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Iraq. The reality is now very different.
Mr. Obama's speech on Wednesday would be a challenging moment for any president. His predecessor, George W. Bush, once gave a speech on Iraq in front of a sign that said mission accomplished, when it wasn't. But time and time again, Mr. Obama has expressed assessments of the world that today, in the harsh light of hindsight, look out of kilter with the reality he now confronts.
And now President Obama is expected to authorize airstrikes against ISIS in Syria. But public support for the mission could be complicated by this infamous off-the-cuff response to a reporter's question about how the U.S. might keep chemical weapons from falling into the wrong hands.
A red line for us is we start seeing a whole bunch of chemical weapons moving around or being utilized.
Mr. Obama has a challenge of reconciling that past refusal to get involved in Syria's civil war with the imperative now of convincing the American public that it makes sense to strike ISIS inside of Syria.
We are going to systematically degrade their capabilities. We're going to shrink the territory that they control. And ultimately, we're going to defeat them.
But that's a promise to an American public deeply skeptical of his leadership. President Obama's approval rating has been in the low 40s for much of the year.